this game. So the game started with a Scotch game. We take the pawn, knight takes, knight d4. Okay, so um, so I mean the best move should be bishop c5, because once we exchange our c6 knight with the d4 knight, white can improve the position of the queen. The queen can move to the center. So we don't have to take the knight, we can play bishop c5 to divide the bishop. If white take our knight, we can take that with the b pawn. Even though we have double pawn, we can open this semi-open file, we can move the rook later to attack this pawn, and also our b pawn get close to the center. So this we can get something as compensation for this double pawn. And if white didn't take our knight, for example bishop to e3, we can move the queen to attack the knight, and later knight e7, connect the two knights and castle. So this is the book move of this opening. Once we take the knight, as I said, queen has control the center. And the best move for black at this moment is queen f6. And the reason is very simple. If your opponent has a piece that stays as a very strong square, if the piece, for example the queen, is very strong, it controls a lot of space at the center. A very efficient way to deal with that is offering a piece exchange. So of course you can kick the queen if you can't, but we don't have the knight move to 6-6. We don't have a knight, unfortunately, to kick the queen. And if we play the pawn to kick the queen, we will have a weak square at d5, and white can move the knight to d5 later. So our center will become weak. So queen f6 is the best move. We offer exchange. And if white take our knight, we are happy to see that, because we can first of all remove the strong knight, a strong queen, and also we can divide our knight. If e5 kicking our knight, we can move knight to e3 or d5. We have a lot of plays for the knight. But for this game, we play knight f6. This was a mistake, because after e5 we don't have good squares to move the knight. So these three squares are controlled by the strong queen. And if we move knight h5, it will be trapped. We will lose the knight basically. So if we move knight back to g8, the knight go back to the starting position, we basically wasted 2 moves in the opening. So yeah, so that's tricky. So we can play, queen e7, it doesn't solve the problem entirely, because let's see, yes. So white play a good move, white block the e file, so the pawn can still attack our knight, and also our queen blocks our dark square bishop. So yeah, so knight to ga is the best move, unfortunately, even though it wastes 2 moves, but it's the best move. The problem is we move knight to f6 after queen d4, so we should play queen f6. Okay, so queen e7, knight e3, we attack the queen, and unfortunately I think we lose the knight. Yeah, I don't think we have. Yeah, knight ga. We don't lose a knight after knight ga, but our pieces are really bad in development. The queen blocks the bishop. This a bunch of pieces are still staying at the starting position. White can keep developing pieces, attack our queen, and white is way better than us. But it's better than losing a knight. And after losing the knight, yeah, we basically lose the game, because it's the end game, and if your opponent have up 1 minor piece, that's a huge advantage. f3, b6, bishop to b7, divide the bishop, black blocks the protect the pawn. I feel like I can move the rook to d2, but yeah, rook d2, white can defend this e2 rook. h4, rook e2, rook g1 is not good. I think white can play rook d2 to offer exchange. And this is what I said. If your opponent has a piece very strong, you can offer exchange. So rook d2 can protect the bishop and offer exchange at the same time. So rook d2 is better than rook g1. So rook g1, we move a bishop a4, but b3, yeah, we move our bishop back. So actually, bishop a4 is not very useful. So we can move another rook to control the e-file, trying to be like as much active as possible. h5, rook e8, that's good. g5, rook e3, bishop back to b2. We can win the pawn at least. Okay, h6. I'm thinking about rook f2, but it cannot be so helpful. I mean, we can win the c2 pawn for sure, but for example, after bishop take the g7, even though we take the pawn, the king can move to b1. Because white has up a bishop, the b2 square is control. We cannot repeatedly check the game. We might win another pawn, but we will have big problem at the back rank. And then we will, I mean, maybe we have to offer exchange, but I think we will in the end lose the game because white has up a bishop and the d7 is impossible to defend. Yeah. So but we can still be active. Like rook f2 is still better than g6. Rook d1, rook e3. Yeah, rook f2 at least we can win the c2 pawn. But rook e3 we cannot do anything, and we lose the pawn. Check, check, king d2, and I think, yeah, the king is very active. White is creating a passed pawn. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. But I mean, I was hoping there's a chance we can get stalemate, but unfortunately we can't. Ooh. This is. Yeah. I think white played very risky here. Actually, white can take the pawn first. We have a queen, check. Okay, yeah, we'll lose anyway. So yeah, so I think the game where white gets huge advantage starts from here, knight f6. So we can play queen f6 to offer exchange, and that's the best move. And if the queen doesn't take our queen, it has to go away from the center at least. And we can move bishop to c5, knight e7 to keep developing pieces. But if you ask me, should I take the knight? I will not take that. I will move bishop to c5, which is a book move. That's it.